Hello everybody. So today has been one of those rare days where I had to work during the daytime. So I just got back from work. I have a little time left until Lihao gets home, so I thought I might go for a walk. And in the meantime, I thought, why don't I tell you guys the story of how I ended up buying a church? Yes, indeed. For those of you that do not know, the house I'm currently living in used to be a church. Yes, people would gather there on Sundays and other special days and sit around, listen to the priest reading from the Bible and going to Sunday school and all that stuff. That used to be my house. Now, I have told this story hundreds of times. It's a story I like telling. People that know me have probably heard me telling it multiple times. But now it's time to share it with you guys. Meanwhile, I'm working on this sports field right here. Just gonna walk around and see what's what while I'm telling you the story. Okay, so back in 2015-16, I was looking for a house. Now my goal was to buy a house that was like almost completely done. All I wanted to do is move in my furniture and then live in it. I wasn't searching for a project. I wasn't searching for something that I needed to renovate before I could live in it. So it's a bit strange that I ended up with a church. So when I was looking for a house, I went from house to house that was on sale, and there was always something wrong or something that would cost more in the future, until one of my neighbors heard that I was looking for a house, and he said, "Hey, we're selling the church. Why don't you come with me? I'll show you around." I was like, okay, why not? So I looked at the building, and it's an empty building. It's just four walls and a roof, basically. There was no water, there was no sewage, there was only electricity in one room. It wasn't that great. But then he told me that the group of people that have been taking care of the church are getting old. They are going with their pension, and the younger generation doesn't care about the church and doesn't want to take care of it. So that's why they're selling it. Nobody's left to take care of that church. So with that in mind, they also tell me, we're not selling it to the highest bidder. They're gonna sell it to the person that is best for the building. And that's okay, that's interesting. But then I get to hear the disadvantage. Disadvantage is that the church and the grass field next to it, which used to be the parking lot, are sold separately. They want to sell the parking lot to somebody else than to the church. Now, after talking to some people, we realized that the church needs its water. Of course, it hasn't got water. If I'm gonna live there, I need, water in the kitchen, water in the shower. You just need water in the house. So that means they need to drill a well for me. But I also need sewage. The church didn't have sewage inside. There was nothing for the water to go to, like no sewer for the toilet, no sewer for the kitchen, nothing like that. Now, if you want that to also be done on your land, your water well and your sewage tank need to be a certain distance apart from each other. Because otherwise the sewage tank and the filtration system for your sewage might infect your clean drinking water, and you don't want that. So the land that was around the church building itself was not big enough to have both. So I thought, I will only buy this church if I also get the parking lot or the grass field next to it. I'm only interested if I get both, otherwise I don't want any. Also, like I said, this is a very old building and has nothing. I will have to renovate this thing, meaning that it's gonna cost a lot of money for me. Just gonna go underneath this fence. I walked a circle. Anyway, where was I? Yes. It's gonna cost a lot of money for me to renovate this church so that I can live in it. So I kind of didn't want it. I wanted a house that was like done from the start, that I can just move in directly. So I kind of did a joke offer. You know, I kind of did not want a church. I offered 6,000 euros for the church, for the house itself, and 6,000 euros for the parking lot next to it, for a combined price of 12,000 euros. And I was like, they're never gonna take it, you know, I'm not getting this. Well, since I'm living there now, you can guess what happened. They accepted my offer. And I was like, wait, what? I own a church now? Ah, that was so weird. Now later, I discovered why they chose me for such a low price. Like I said, they didn't go for the highest bidder, they went for the person that was best for the building. And together with mine, there were 3 different offers. First, there was our biker gang that wanted it as their own, you know, biker gang headquarters. Now, don't come to a Christian church and try and buy it as a biker gang. They're not gonna, you know, they're not gonna be okay with that. So the next one was some farmers that wanted it just for their horses or cows. They just wanted the land around the building. They didn't want the building itself. And then the people of the church were like, no, the building is going to rot away. Nothing's going to be done with it, so it's not good. The farmers also said, well, we might build a midget golf course there, so, but that was also not something they were interested in. And the third competitors to me that were interested was a German family that wanted to buy it as a vacation house. Now, as a vacation house, it would be empty most of the time and nothing would happen there. And they wanted to have somebody that would take care of the place. So they landed on me. Since I was gonna live there permanently and renovate it so that I could live there, they enjoyed that offer more. So that's how I managed to buy a church with a recently big plot of land for just 12,000 euros. That was quite amazing, and an opportunity I don't think I will ever run across again. So that was amazing. I fully realized that the day I set my signature under the buying contract, I made money right there. I could buy it, put my name under it, and the next day sell it for more if I really wanted to. But I wanted to live there, so I started renovating the place. But yeah, that way, how that all turned out was quite amazing. I don't think that, yeah, who buys such a house, such a building for that cheap, you know? I think that's so cool. Okay, a little break from the church story. I'm here to check out something. Me and Leah have been here before in this vlog. And as you can see here, this streetlight isn't on. And the streetlights further on aren't on either. But there is a button here. We're wondering if you push that button, if the streetlights turn on. Let's see. Here's the big button. There's the light. Well, that's a disappointment. Okay. Anyway, back to the church story. Now, a little funny anecdote of what happened during this whole process of me buying that church is that the person that I was in contact with, that was a part of the people that were taking care of the church before I bought it, he told me about, all kinds of history with the church. And back then, my Swedish wasn't that great. And he is somebody that mumbles while he speaks. He kind of speaks like this, and you can't really understand what he's saying. So, hard to understand. Anyway, he was telling me that one day he went up to the attic to do something. I don't know. He said, yeah, and then I found a human body. I put that to the side, and I got that thing and that thing. And I was like, and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. You found a body? Yeah, just one of those, human bodies where you can take pieces out. And it's like, what? Yeah, the ones you use for biology? And I'm like, oh, a biology doll, where you can take this piece of skin off and it's made of plastic and rubber, and then you can see all the insides of the human body, to teach children about about biology. But for a second there, I thought he meant that he actually found a body there. So that was a little bit of a shock for a few seconds. It's pretty funny. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that story. I'm gonna walk back to Lee House Place, see if I can start making some dinner. See you all next time. Bye. YouTube says you might enjoy this video. Go ahead and give it a try.